Welcome back. Well, if you are looking for a total body workout, you want to do some cardio, you want to do some flexibility, you want to do some balance training, look no farther than NuStep, and I'm here with David. And David, we're very impressed with this. We can accomplish all of that, all at low impact. Is that correct?
That's correct, Bill. This is a seated stepping rowing machine, and it's low impact. It's been used very successfully with knee transplants, in cardiac rehab and physical therapy places, as well as in senior housing. And through that, we have a lot of home users that have purchased it because it gives them choices that no other machine does.
It really does. It accomplishes all that, and we don't have that road rage going on in our joints.
That's exactly right. Low impact is very important, but it's still a good training ground for the muscles, and they work on the bones, which keep the bones strong, and that really helps us into our later years.
Now, I notice this does both an upper and a lower body workout. Is that right?
It does, and actually you can do both, or you could do lower only or upper only. So if you wanted to do one leg and one arm, you can do that. If you want to go to just upper body, you can do that. If you want to do lower body, we have some people who actually do power workouts with the legs or with the arms. And so you can immediately see the application for someone with various handicaps. So if they're paralyzed from the waist down or even from the chest down, we can accommodate their needs. We have accessories that will help support the legs, and you see the foot straps down here that will help keep the feet in the machine. And if you use the foot straps and you're able-bodied, you can even use the foot straps to help you work the hip flexor muscles as you're doing your stepping action.
Well, you know, David, one of the best supporters of this in that regard is Christina, and we're going to go talk to her now.
You're absolutely right, Bill. She has a great story to tell, and she's made such great progress using the machine.
Joining me right now is Christina Rapati, and Christina, I tell you what, you look really natural in this, since I understand you have one of these at home, and you really enjoy it.
Yeah, I do. I got a NuStep when my husband and I were privileged enough to be recipients of Extreme Home Makeover, and NuStep was donated to our house, and fitness has always been a huge part of my life, and running before I was injured, so NuStep is what I use pretty much on an everyday basis to get my cardio workout.
Well, let's talk about that injury, because you have quite a story and an inspiring comeback. Tell us what happened.
Well, it was 2.5 years ago, June 3rd, 2006. I was a police officer for LAPD, and I was working with my partner, and we see a guy that kind of acting suspicious, so we decide to stop him. I get out of the car, and he takes off running, so I chase him up onto a porch. He tries to get into a door, and as I grab onto him to take him to the ground to tackle him and handcuff him, he produced a gun from his pocket or waistband and he shot one round into my upper left armpit, and that's the round that went through my spinal cord and paralyzed me right there. And he then stood over me and continued to fire a couple more times, and luckily that just hit my right arm, and my partner was able to come up behind and shoot him, and he killed him. So.
Now, I was speaking with your husband. He was also a police officer, is that correct?
Yeah, he also is with LAPD, and he works Southeast Division. He was actually on duty the night I was shot, so he heard the help call come out. Didn't know it was me until he was almost there, and he started getting the phone calls. And he got to the scene when I was still lying on the porch there, and the bullet had hit an artery, so I had lost a lot of blood. And Tim says that he didn't think there was any way I was going to make it, so.
He said that because you were in such great physical shape at the time, he attributes that to maybe helping save your life.
Well, I definitely think it was a huge part of the factor. You know, obviously there were other people there to help save my life, but working out and fitness was a huge part of my life. I would run on a daily basis and do a rigorous workout routine in the gym with weights. And I definitely think the doctors did attribute a large part of, my survival to being in good shape and my body ready, prepared for that challenge.
And your road to recovery, NuStep has really played a great role, because prior to this, your heart rate, you haven't been able to get it up there where you want it to, but with this, you've been able to have some really great workouts every day.
Yeah, NuStep is the primary tool that I use for my cardio routines. I still go to the gym and train with weights every day, but when I come home, I get on the NuStep pretty much for an hour every day and try to get my cardio routine, just maintain my heart rate at a slightly, at a little bit higher level, to try to replace the running that I used to do, before I got hurt.
So you're still able to stay physically fit and get a great cardio from this machine here.
Yeah, it gives me a good cardio workout, and also enhances my strength training program too, because I can kick up the resistance levels, and it's a lot of strength to pull and push the movement of the arm. So.
And I know your husband was telling me Christina's not one to give an endorsement to any product lightly, but you really love your machine, don't you?
Yeah, I really haven't been able to find any other piece of workout equipment since I got hurt that does the same thing. It gives me the same thing that NuStep does. They have hand cycle ergometers, but just utilizing only my arms. This one, through the pulling motions with the arms, it also moves my legs because of the leg stabilizers. And, that enhances circulation through my entire body, provides pressure against my bones and my joints and my legs, and also, helps with any kind of core, that might engage or kind of wake up those nerves, hopefully.
Now, Christine, earlier today you got to meet Emmett Smith. How was that?
I was really excited to meet Emmett. I'm a huge Cowboys fan. I always have been, and Emmett Smith has, always been one of the guys I admire the most, and especially his character and determination, the way he played the game. So it was really a special experience to get to talk to him for a little bit and have a picture with him.
Well, Christina, I tell you what, it has been an honor having you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing your inspirational story.
Appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
David, that was an inspiring story, with Christina and her family, very supportive there. But this machine goes on and on. In fact, these grips that you have your hands on are more than just hand grips.
Yes, they are, Bill. On this particular model, the XR model, T5 XR, the hand grips actually can rotate, and they can rotate various degrees in either direction. There's an audible click, so if someone has difficulty hearing, they can feel the click or they can hear it. And then the therapist can see that down here. There's a little line that tells people where the hand grip is oriented. This also has a dorsiplantar flexion in the foot. We call it a flex foot system. And the foot pedals float with the person. So if you have an ankle brace on or a cast on or something like that, the machine will go with you instead of fighting you. We also, on the back side here, on the seat back, there's a little release here, and I can move my seat position back for greater comfort, or if I happen to be a very large person, I can give myself room so that the handles don't come into my chest so tightly.
Very nice. And this monitor here looks very high-tech, but it also has very valuable information. You practically tell us everything.
It can, and one of the nice features about the machine is it's buttonless in the start. In other words, as soon as you start rowing and stepping, it will give you information. You can change programs on the fly, and then when you get into the programming, a quick push of a button will give you either a manual workout, some of the profiles that we have, or our newest program, which is Pace Partner. And that's where you can be motivated to keep up with a goal that you've set for yourself.
Well, with that said, David, I know you have to have the attention of all of our viewers. What's the best way for them to learn more about NuStep?
Well, they could visit our website. That's probably the easiest, and that's www.nustep.com, spelled just the way it is, NUSTEP.com.
Easy enough. Well, David, thank you so much for being on.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for having me.